It does sound crazy sometimes to go out and say, oh, I'm just gonna run from dawn until dusk, but if that's what you do every day and your body is ready for it and trained for it, you should be able to run from dawn till dusk.
I think tomorrow's supposed to be cooler again.
I may only have 200-kilometer ultra trail runs under my belt, but I have 20 Ironmans that I've completed. So I know what sort of tools I need and problems I need to solve and things I need to do 6 hours into a race to get me to that 9 or 10 hour finish. But yeah, they're really fucking hard. I think at 45, and with all of my life commitments and everything going on, there are different definitions of winning too. We are here for Tarawera Ultra-Trail Marathon, 102 kilometers tomorrow. I've got my drop bags ready to drop off some nutrition. We're gonna go hit registration. I'm feeling good. The weather is absolutely perfect. There are no excuses, so I guess that's all you can hope for heading into the start line. So let's go.
Continues to call it a marathon
That's
when it's
right.
not a marathon. It's not a marathon.
What is it?
It's not called an ultra-trail marathon. A marathon is the distance, it's like saying
An ultra marathon is anything over a marathon.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have you never heard of that?
Never. You want to try one? Anyway, we going?
Tarawera by UTMB is a 100K ultra trail run, and it's one of the biggest races in Oceania. I won or two last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Good on you.
So hopefully it's good enough to come back for more. This year it is a golden ticket race, so the top 2 elite women and the top 2 elite men get a special ticket to go to the Western States Endurance Run, which is one of the world's most, prominent, hardest, biggest endurance runs, and that everybody wants to get into that race. Women are coming from all over the world to try to get these golden tickets, and so it's going to be crazy competitive.
I always say to Beth, don't worry about the names on that start line because, yeah, they might have more experience, but you've still got to get to that finish line.
So we are going to do last run before the race, 5K super easy shakeout. Go through the beautiful redwoods and just sort of get a feel for the land, and then also I'm still debating what shoes I'm gonna wear for the race tomorrow. These are the Alphafly 3s, and it's definitely a really risky choice for a trail race. So I don't know, I'm gonna see how it feels underfoot. They're fast, but it's risky to roll an ankle or something, so I don't know, we'll see. YOLO. Woo. I think there's a lot of things in Tarawera that could go right for me, and that's because it is a course that plays to my strengths. It's a runner's course. The first about 20K of the race is fairly flat. There's not a ton of elevation, so it is gonna go out fast. My game plan for the race is to go out as if I could win the race. So I wanna go out with the lead group. I want to stay in it as long as I can.
We are off it. We missed it at the start.
Okay, sorry, thought you knew where we were going.
Well, I did. I didn't see any.
So we're gonna go down and we're gonna go
Must
left.
be on that 50K course.
But I never entertained going to Western States or anything like that. So Western States 100-miler has a really strict anti-doping policy. So anybody who's ever had an anti-doping or a doping sanction of more than 3 months is prohibited to race. Back in 2016, when I won Ironman Australia, afterwards I tested positive for a substance called ostarine, and we went through a really, really long process to prove my innocence, but I still got a 2-year doping sanction, and we did prove it was from salt pills. And the company, which was CarboPro, is now out of business. We had a lawsuit against them. I took a polygraph, all kinds of stuff. I was dragged through the ringer. But for now, that's what I've had to live with for the past 9 years, and to get beyond. I mean, my reputation would be forever ruined, is forever ruined. It'll make a difference. Just trying to cool as much at the aid stations as possible. I still probably think about it every day, but I got to a point where I didn't have to talk about it every day, and now rehashing that sort of feels like I don't deserve it now. I can finally say that.
Yeah, now that you're doing well and trail running well,
Yeah.
it's back again.
Exactly. And you know what? People in trail running will say, oh, you're coming to hide. I read that in an article, and it absolutely just devastated me and floored me because, I mean, I've never gone anywhere to hide, right? Like I live my life pretty out loud. You're good at helping with this. So, race number. I was gonna start with this and maybe take it off at my first drop bag, but then I can't do that because of the race number. Should I just wear that?
Yeah.
But will I feel like I fit in more if I like wear it full top?
Okay. It's about fitting in. When have you ever fit in?
Well, I just don't want to be like, I don't know. I wanted to start with that, but I can't because of this. Okay, now I need to see if everything like fits in here. It will, but it'll be interesting. And I can put some, I'm planning on putting some gels in here, like in that pocket. I just don't know how many, maybe like 3. So for me, I think having a belt instead of like a vest will just help me. I don't know, I don't love wearing a vest. I find it a bit claustrophobic, especially in the heat. I like being able to run free. So this is like perfect for me. I can carry up to a liter of water in here, but I've got 750 mils. And then occasionally at some of the aid stations, I'll also pick up like a handheld. So I don't think I'm gonna need the vest. I like the freedom of a belt, and there's not a lot of mandatory gear that I have to carry, so hopefully it's a little advantage for me. And raw dogging it. No, just kidding. I heard you guys talking while I was in there, saying all the girls are like in the 20 to 34 age group.
Yeah.
Oh, the competitors?
Yeah.
Like all of them. But I'm gonna be coming by, they'll be like, here comes old love. Old love's still in it. That's what I was thinking when I heard them talking. Race morning is always super stressful for me. Last night I didn't really get great sleep, and the nerves definitely started to kick in right away. I'm so nervous. I'm like, all right, just gotta get started. Ooh, I've gotta pack all my stuff. Why am I doing this to myself? Why do I keep doing this? And then I started telling myself, this can be your last one. You can retire after this. Just finish on a good note. I don't know why I get such existential dread before a race, but I really do. I start to get pretty calm. I just know that the moment is here and it's time to go. I know there's nothing left I can do. I'm on the start line and somehow I'm gonna get to the finish.
We went there last year, very naive and first timers, but going back now, knowing what's in store for Beth, and I think even myself, I'm more experienced with being able to support her and knowing where I need to be and what I need to do.
Different perspective now. Now I'm nervous.
I know. I thought she'd come in here like 5th.
Yeah.
I don't know, like we'll see. Could change totally.
Can I ask you, Luke?
Yeah.
What did we just find out?
Well, we just found out that she was leading, but that was at the 30K mark. So we're now closer to the 60K mark, but we have not known any updates since the beginning. So that took me by massive surprise. Sorry.
When Luke heard that I was doing well, he probably went from like, relaxed, okay, we'll crew her, to this like anxious F1 pit stop vibe.
Whew, well, I feel a lot less fucked up than I did at this point last year.
Here you go, put that in there.
Okay. Is that a handheld here?
Yep, in my hand.
Just drop everything you don't need.
We didn't know what was going on. Tanya told us.
What's going on?
That you're in 3rd.
Oh.
No.
You're only a minute
We have some
behind
other
her, don't
news for
worry.
you though, that's really, really good.
You're feeling hot. Just,
Okay,
you
do
just
need
dropped a gel.
Any water?
Luke, she just
Come
dropped
on.
a gel.
I feel like I can go
Let's
work.
minimum.
Yeah, water.
That's really. Do you need ice down your back? Yeah.
Hi, Ellie.
All right, let's get out of here because they were. You want to minimise your time here.
What do you need? Do you need any Vaseline?
Yeah, look.
Pass.
Chips, chips. Over there. Chips. Chips.
Luke,
Two.
Luke.
Quick.
Quick.
So, yeah, the catch was good. As we were running out of the first aid station, Luke said to me something about, like, he talked to somebody from the race and they said I could take a golden ticket if I was in a place to, and I was just really confused. It wasn't something that was on my radar. I didn't come here for a golden ticket, and I know I'm not eligible for one. My goal absolutely was just to line up with some of the best in the world and see where the chips fell and to have my best race.
I think she'd be like really shocked at that news. So
It's huge.
yeah. So you are going to change shoes?
No.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, my shoes are great.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
Best choice.
I didn't really know who would be on the podium besides Ruth, but I thought, you know, if I could squeak into a third spot, that'd be amazing.
That's the pickup.
Really bad trip in
I know.
Forest.
Coke?
All right.
Coke? Where are you going to put these? In the back or the front?
And my top.
Give me the other leg.
Top.
Yeah.
Give me the other leg.
The squeaky first got to me. I took a big trip and fall.
That's all right.
And I was vomiting in
all
there,
right.
so I need
Oh,
some like
shit.
Do you want any chips?
I want the
What?
Red Bull.
The Red Bull.
Red Bull. Here, just let me.
Okay, don't take too long. Do you want any water?
Maybe I'm not chip. Yes, please. On my head.
Right, let's get out of here.
Give
Good
us some
job. You're doing so
Vaseline.
well. You've got
Vaseline.
15 minutes.
How's your time, Beth? I love that attitude. Okay.
This was the first race where I feel like I really nailed my nutrition. A plan of 70 grams of carbs per hour with gels, so a 30 milligram precision gel, usually caffeinated, and then an SIS gel, like on the hour. And I then alternated between some Scratch and some Morton drink. I felt a lot stronger near the end than I did last year. When we hit the last aid station, which was Redwoods, my crew told me that we had probably 15 minutes on the next woman. So I knew at that point that barring disaster, I was probably gonna make it onto the podium.
Is there anything that way? Or just precision, anything?
You gotta go!
Probably, yeah. So I got this. Yeah, we're good. Let's go. Yeah? Okay, guys.
And third place in a time of 8 hours and 45 minutes.
Beth McKenzie!
I just enjoyed the finish line. It was, yeah, emotional, but I was really proud of myself. I feel like I got a better result out of myself than I really had expected or prepared for. I think I was a little bit, not underrated coming into the race, but nobody was really looking at me to do really well. You know, you cross the finish line after 102 kilometers and I was just elated with my performance, but also right away there was that awkwardness. I see this huge golden ticket sitting there. Ruth had declined a golden ticket, and so that one rolled down to me, or technically would have rolled down to me. But Dylan Bowman, who's from Free Trail and on the board of Western States, pulled me aside right away. I wanted to talk to you like you could potentially petition the board because we do understand your case. And I sort of misunderstood and I said, oh, you know what, like I'm all for rules changing and all for an open conversation about this, but I don't want to change it on the fly. I told a few women in the field that should I be in that position, I'm not eligible for a ticket. And I wouldn't take that from somebody now. So that's gonna go to the next woman. And he's like, oh no, we're not offering it to you now. I was like, oh, okay. He said, if you wanna petition the board to add a spot to run this year, then they would be open to hearing your case. It was so hard to process and digest in the moment because I never entertained the thought of going to Western states or being eligible. I just don't know, yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I feel like I'm still processing it and digesting it. I also don't want to keep making waves. There is a huge part of me that's just over it. Like, part of me is like, you know what, I'm 45, I should just like go live my life, be happy, work, do everything. But then of course part of me wants that opportunity to run 100 miles, but also like, well, if I just stop racing, then I won't have to keep rehashing it, right? And then of course you start thinking about it, and I don't know. Today, the day after, I'm not sure.